one and all to another premium spirits review. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil K.O.E., joined by my indomitable broadcast partners in inebriation. The one, the only, the returning Blade, and the one, the only
Tony fucking G. Like, share, subscribe.
We are here to try something very interesting. Yellow Spot 12-year.
Yes, indeed. Very excited.
So 3 cask maturation, bourbon, sherry, and something called Malgala. I've never had Malgala before, and Tony tells me, what can you tell me about Malgala here?
It's a sweet fortified wine originating in the Spanish city of Malaga, made from Pedro Ximenez and Moscato grapes.
Pedro Jimenez?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Pedro Jimenez?
Yep.
As in Pedro Jimenez, who supplies all of the best sherries to the Dalmore distillery, Pedro Jimenez?
I'll take your word for it.
I'm going to like this.
All right.
So what we might be saying is this could come close to Dalmore's.
Well, this is completely
An
different.
Irish version of it. We will see.
This is a completely different animal than the Dalmore Scotch
But
line.
if they're still getting the same products, it can be similar.
The ingredients are similar.
But I
so
do
yes.
love the fact that they're sherry.
That was a big selling point for me. But
Every
personally, Green Spot is one of my absolute favorite Irish whiskeys. Yellow
First
Spot,
thing I smelled out of the bottle was apple.
Well, that sounds lovely. Yeah, love Green Spot. So Yellow Spot's a natural step up. Let's give this a go.
That didn't change. Holy.
Wow. Oh, yeah, very crisp.
Yeah, like a crisp
The apple's there.
green apple.
Yeah, like a Granny Smith or a Golden Delicious. Oh, I like that.
And it's hard to get really anything past the apple.
Yeah, that's about all I'm getting other than your standard Irish notes.
I can smell the sherry cask after going. If you pull it long enough, it goes past the.
That's where
the,
the kind of plummy chocolatiness is behind
Yeah.
it, but you got to really explore to get there.
All right.
I think we smell enough, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
I love that I have a large enough nose to be able to smell it as I'm tasting it, to where you can appreciate it as it's going in.
Wow.
And why did we not start with this? Because it's
amazing.
That finish is amazing.
Is kind of finished. This is like,
oh, wow.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Starts off so chocolatey and smooth,
my God.
and ends very minty, but not overpowering.
No, the lingering finish.
The apple really isn't there in the palate.
It's just there. It's just there in the smell. But when you smell it and it keeps going down, wow. They help each other out. They truly do.
Man, that finish, like a chocolatey cake. Oh my goodness, that finish is just like there's a specific cake I'm trying to think of, like a chocolate, like a mayonnaise. If you've ever had like a chocolate mayonnaise cake.
Can't say I have.
Oh, look at anybody who wants to get creative with their dessert making, look that recipe up, take a bite of that. Let that linger on your throat, and that is the And,
talking about grandma's cake? You are talking about grandma's cake. Yeah. I got you now.
Thank you. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got
you.
Now.
That lingering taste on the back end. Oh, you need to try it. Oh, it's beautiful, and that's what I'm getting.
This is good stuff.
But it's almost got a dark, dark German chocolate taste.
Yeah, and I'm getting those sherry notes on the initial finish, but the finish itself.
But it stays around.
Very minty.
Love.
Very Irish. Yeah, this is right up your alley.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep.
I mean, who doesn't like Irish whiskey?
Love it.
So let's grade this on 3 scales, gentlemen. As an Irish whiskey, as a whiskey, it's shelving And then my secret fourth question. So, as an Irish whiskey, Tony, fan of Irish whiskey, G.
4.5.
Okay.
Love it. Love it.
So I've always been a really big Jameson guy. It's the Irish whiskey to go to. Obviously, I enjoy my Irish whiskey.
This is the same company.
Yep. This is all coming from the Middleton Distillery.
Yep. Jameson
But
and this comes from the same.
it's the higher end of it.
Yep.
So Jameson is the Chevrolet model, and this is the GMC model. As it being yellow,
kicked it up
a little bit. I feel like this is the higher end on the distillery.
Yeah,
because
Green Spot's a unique one because like your Middleton, the Middleton Distillery has so many different Irish whiskeys coming out of it. The only thing under the Middleton brand is really the very rare, and that's about a $200 bottle. The Green Spot line, you only really see green, yellow, and red. Other than they use a couple different cask finishes, and then there's a cask strength. But for the most part, it's green, yellow, and red. And I've only had the green myself, and it finishes. It's very similar to like a Napogue Castle with a different flair on it, fruit-wise. This is very. I don't want to say very different than the green, but it's definitely not in the same wheelhouse, and it's so much. It's so much more intriguing.
Where I'm trying to defer is the Jameson part. Is Jameson is a very unique whiskey that you can always tell when it's Jameson. This being from the same distillery and doing different things,
sure,
it throws you off to the fact that I want to give this 4 3/4.
Well,
I want to go high on this because Jameson always has a burn that is very distinct, whether it be in the beginning, middle, or the end per person. This one for me does not have that burn on the large burn on any part.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no burn here. This is smooth as smooth can be for Irish whiskey.
There's no burn. It's just that minty on the back. I'm going to give this as an Irish whiskey. This is a good demonstration of type to Irish whiskey.
Yes.
And I would give this a 4.25.
There you go.
As an Irish. Now, as a whiskey.
As a whiskey, I will give this. I'm going to be harsh on the whiskey scale because this is.
So am I.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it, but this doesn't scream whiskey to you. This doesn't scream Irish whiskey at you. This is very mellow. This is very comforting. It's very delicate. So, as a whiskey, I'm going to say 3.75.
3.75.
I enjoy the fact that I feel like we're all kind of thinking on the same factor when it comes to the whiskeys. It is an Irish whiskey, but we've all had better whiskeys. I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. I'm going to say 2.75.
Get out of my head, son. Because that's exactly where I was going to go with it as a whiskey because I wouldn't cocktail this. I wouldn't put it on the rocks. I wouldn't cook with this.
I disagree.
I would drink with this neat. And that's about it.
I think this would be very good on the rocks. I think out of the green and the yellow that I've tried out of this specific line, I think this would cocktail the best.
Well, Tony, I tell you what, the next time we get together and we do a second take on this, we'll do it on the rocks, and that will be its chance to change my rating. But for now, 2.75 stands. Now, shelving. Top, middle, or bottom? Tony, Irish Whiskey G.
This is a great Irish. This is going my top.
Whew. I want to put a middle on the so you always have to have your whiskeys. You have 3 lines. I want to put it in the middle of the line. It's going to be my friends that come over, but they don't have the best friends or the best time.
Sorry, Tony, it's definitively on my middle shelf.
You can be wrong. That's fine.
It's, I mean, I've got way too much Dalmore on the top shelf to make
That's
room.
true.
Maybe you need like a larger top shelf, though.
This kid's thinking. Whoa!
All the whiskey.
Mind blown. Whoa. So, wow. Now, here, Tony, what did you pay for this bottle?
This was right around 90, 95, somewhere in that, which is actually under what it normally retails at for about 115.
Okay. So, at $90, Blade, would you add this bottle to your collection?
I will buy it once again to enjoy it. Yes.
Okay. Tony, when this bottle is empty, will you seek another for your collection?
I'm such a fan of the green spot, and I'm immediately a fan of the yellow spot. I would specifically try to get a bottle of each, but within the line, I'm really wanting to try the red spot. So I would probably seek out a bottle of red spot first, but I would definitely go and get another bottle of this.
Now, I want you to understand the caveat when I say this. Would I personally keep a bottle of green, yellow, or red spot on hand? The answer would be no. And the reason is the same reason why my broadcast partner Tony G here generally doesn't keep the Dalmore Cigar Malt Reserve and such on hand, because he knows he can toddle over to Castle K.O.E. and get himself a drink of Dalmore if he feels the need. Kind of the same way I can toddle on over to Tony G's place, and if I need some yellow spot, green spot, or hopefully someday some red spot, he's probably going to have some pretty good Irish whiskey on hand. So he's he's kind of my go-to for the Irish. I'm kind of the go-to for, well, Dalmore anyways. So incredible stuff. And that's my one caveat is I got a buddy over here that loves him some Irish whiskey. So
like I said, you need a bigger liquor cabinet.
Well, this kid's going places. So anything you'd like to say to the people?
See you next time.
Tony G, anything you'd like to say to folks?
Thanks for stopping by.
Folks, as I'm going to say around here, all that being said, this has been our review of Yellow Spot 12-year Irish whiskey, an amazing spirit. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partners. Blade.
See you next time, folks.
Tony.
Cheers.
Later.